Alright, hello everybody, it's your good friend Possible here, and I have an interesting look of my own salute to Doctor Who, the iconic TV series that's been on now for 50 years. We have a special introduction for the man from Gallifrey, and that is we're going to take a look at some of his top 5 worst shows that he has done, but only from the more recent episodes, year 2005 to 2013. I really haven't seen any of the past episodes yet, so we're focusing only on the newer ones. Just so you know, there will be spoilers, so you have been warned. We're going to be giving away a little bit of the secrets of the shows and figure out what went wrong with these particular episodes. So let's get started. The Unicorn and the Wasp is a story that had a lot of potential. Here, the Doctor and Donna meet up with Agatha Christie. It's back in the 1920s. It's on the eve of her mysterious disappearance a long time ago, and they're trying to figure out what went wrong while at a dinner party. The problem that I really had with this episode wasn't just the fact that it was aliens, but the idea that it was an Agatha Christie-style story without the proper Agatha Christie-style twist. And, the whole bits and pieces of the puzzle. They tried, but they failed. It was a fail at an Agatha Christie-style story, which is really what made me wrong. Plus, the motive of the bad guy was just wrong. I mean, the motive was just not there. It was all confusing. The ultimate problem, though, that I had with this movie, with this particular episode, above everything else I told you, was the fact that in the episode, the guy apparently apprehends two hoodlums robbing from him. He doesn't kill them. He apprehends them. And so it's like, you know what? Didn't those guys figure out you were an alien? Why haven't they said something or, something like that? Why hasn't that been revealed? But so a lot of things just would happen. And I guess because I had such high hopes for this one, Agatha Christie, I really wanted to see that be a good murder mystery, a good whodunit. It really fell flat really good. Also, I love the Clue reference. They started off with a little Clue thing, but man, it went wrong. Yes, the God Complex. Another one that, to be honest, ever since I started watching Doctor Who, this was one that I was really looking forward to. The Doctor, Amy, Rory are trapped in a hotel where your worst fears are revealed. And I was hoping that this would be scary, which it wasn't. I was hoping that this would be somewhat insightful, which it wasn't. The movie just goes wrong. And the worst part about it is that there's a complete lack of logic in this movie. For one thing, you know that if you open a door, you'll eventually encounter your fear, and once you catch that fear, the beast will hunt you down and kill you. Okay? What's really funny is that he doesn't really kill you out of fear. Apparently, he's supposed to kill you out of faith, and that's another one I felt was just completely wrong. The reason I felt it was wrong is because the one thing he says to Rory and Amy, that these two have no faith. What? They have no faith in each other? No faith in themselves? I mean, I guess it depends on what you mean by faith and all that, but the idea is you're supposed to be believing that once you're done with fear, you suddenly fall on your faith. Like one woman, she's a Muslim, so once she's done being afraid, she's going to go to her faith, and now the monster replaces that faith. A guy is a gambler, he's very superstitious. So once he gets afraid, once he goes past the faith, he's now going to an area of, past the fear, he goes to the area of faith, and that's his superstition. But the monster's there now, so they're praising the monster and everything. Here's my issues with this. Number one, if you know the doors are going to kill you because there's something you're afraid of, then please, by all means, don't open the doors. Secondly, their fears weren't very scary. In Doctor Who, you had some moments that were really scary. The empty child, the weeping angels. This is not a show that shies away from horror, but it wasn't scary, The worst part, though, was when the Doctor himself opened his door. Yes, that's what you saw. You saw his face, and it didn't scare him at all. So obviously it wasn't very scary, you know? This is supposed to be his fear. Now, don't get me wrong. I get it. This is supposed to be one of those talk about moments. What did he see? Did he see the Daleks? No, we would have seen the Daleks. Did he see the next Doctor? No, we would have seen the next Doctor. Is it supposed to be left to our imaginations because they're not going to tell us? And ooh, isn't it so interesting? No, it's not. It's boring. It's stupid. If you're going to have him open the door, let us see what he sees. Maybe he saw Gallifrey. Maybe he saw his parents. But we don't know because we don't know what he saw. But all we know is what the one lady said at the beginning. Once you see your fear, you know what it is because it couldn't have been anything else. A lot of potential, a lot of waste when it comes to the God complex. And as you can tell, I was really upset by this episode. Alright, next up, Love and Monsters. As I was watching the show, I was impressed at Doctor Who's amazing writing and everything. But then there came this one from season 2, Love and Monsters. This is one of the first episodes of Doctor Who that did not include the Doctor. Okay? This is a very interesting premise. You have a group of people who are familiar with the Doctor, have met the Doctor, have some experience with the Doctor, but they don't know really what happened. They want to find the Doctor. Obviously, like Agatha Christie's was a nod to her writing, this was a nod to Scooby-Doo. Hence the girl with the guitar in my extremely bad, blurry photo here. Sorry, guys, I should have gotten better. You'd started off with a salute to Scooby-Doo with the whole, running through the hallways and in one door, out the other, and then out the other door and back in the other, that type of thing. But this is a group that started off, they were fun, they were getting together, and then this one guy shows up, takes control of them, and all their fun gets taken away. The real problem with Love and Monsters is that the episode was too long. This could have been a 30-minute show. You could easily have compacted the whole thing, but they had to fill an hour. But man, did it take them a long time to fill that hour. The movie was long, and you had to deal with this kid over and over again. He narrated this whole show. This whole thing was a flashback from his computer, and it just got so annoying watching him. You're used to the Doctor. You're used to somebody figuring out, somebody confident, and then you have to deal with this guy for an hour. Wasn't very fun at all. Yeah, I did not enjoy Love and Monsters. A Town Called Mercy. Yes, when it comes to Season 7 started off like any other season. Brilliant, but wow, did this season ever fall apart. Now, don't get me wrong. I left off with Doctor Who and the Snowman, so I don't know what's happened since that time. I saw the Day of the Doctor. It was okay. Wasn't as bad as what we have here, but it was still not what I wanted it to be. Ultimately, A Town Called Mercy was another Season 7 sleeper. Basically, as you can imagine, the Doctor now becomes the sheriff of a small western town, which is hard to follow because there's so much electricity around, even though there shouldn't be electricity. A lot was wrong with A Town Called Mercy. The pace was very slow, way too slow. The storyline of this guy who's a war criminal because he experimented on people and turned them into cyborgs. Now, that cyborg was coming after the Doctor, not our Doctor Who, the Doctor who hid away in this town. The Doctor was hoping to stay in this town and just live out the rest of his life helping people as a way of atoning for his sin. Doctor Who had one of the best lines in this season where he says, "It is not up to you to determine how you are to be punished." That said, that's as far as they went with that. They never really went ever. They never really decided what he was going to do. Was he really supposed to stay in Mercy, a town he had already saved once? So now you got a real problem here. Yes, you have a guy who's a war criminal who butchered and transformed a lot of people into a cyborg like this. But on the other hand, you also have a Doctor who, when he came to the town of Mercy, saved all their lives. Do the two really balance themselves out? Some say yes. The cyborg says no. The cyborg wants to take him now. And why doesn't he just do it? There's nothing holding the cyborg back except for the fact that he doesn't want to hurt an innocent life. So the cyborg makes this barrier around the town saying nobody can leave. And that's it. The cyborg could have jumped in at any time, shot the doctor, did anything he wanted at any time. And for somebody who's supposed to be this powerful cyborg thing, he's awfully slow, as slow as this story, and he's awfully, I don't know, just kind of messed up. But then again, you can't blame him. Look what happened to him. The power of three, or should it be called the powerless of three? There's a lot that I can do to explain this episode, but I'd rather just show you. That's it. That's the episode. Yes, there's an invasion on planet Earth. And how are these aliens invading? By scattering blocks all over the place. And we humans, we are so impressed by this. So is the doctor. Imagine waking up one day and finding these blocks out there. And it takes the aliens a whole year, literally a year, of their lives and of our lives of people just looking at these blocks. That's literally all it is. Yeah, nothing more, nothing less. Don't get me wrong. I get it. This show was supposed to be about how the doctor handles ordinary life. Him, Amy, Rory's dad, and the whole populace of the world suddenly have to just watch these blocks. You know, the doctor could have gone anywhere. They could have just called him and said, hey, doctor, something's actually happening. Get here, 5 minutes or so. Because he's in a time machine for crying out loud. The guy could have accelerated time or done something exciting. But nothing exciting happened. And they're just looking at these blocks. Yeah, that's pretty much what it's like. I mean, you were supposed to see what the world would be like for the doctor if he had to be a quote-unquote regular person and live the day-to-day existence we all do. Yeah, we don't need to see that. We want to see the doctor running around, solving riddles, stopping aliens, protecting the Earth, blah, 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 as it goes on. So don't get me wrong, Doctor Who, Season 7, Part 2, introduced Clara to us, which I saw also in the A Day of the Doctor, so I gotta catch up with that, and I'm really looking forward to it. Well, guys, that's it for me. Don't take heart. I'm not gonna end it here with just the top 5 worst ones. I'm trying to go through all these episodes and try to find only 5 of the best ones. They're all really good, but trying to pick 5 out of that, that's just not fair. All right, guys, we'll see you later. We'll see you at the theaters.